and welcome back to part 17 of Dragonstar VARNIR, where today we will be exploring out the underground passageway. But first, it's about time we actually commit to romancing one of the girls, don't you? I will be showing off every single romance scene there is in the game, but I think now's a good time to actually show off who I'm going for in particular. No, I just changed it this morning. Well, I made things that are nutritious, so eat this, sleep, and get better already. Sure thing. Seems pretty bad. Do you want anything else? Honestly, I'm not even that hungry. I'm fine, thanks, Karikara. Alright, you call for me the minute you need anything. Later. Ouch. Man, just getting up hurts my joints. For me to admit defeat here just shows I'm lacking training. Maybe I'm a lot weaker than I was with the Knights. Oh, Karikara again, come in. Hey, you don't look so hot. Charlotta, what a surprise. Yeah, I think this is my first time visiting your room, so this is it, huh? Do you need something? I just came to check up on you. It's hard for you to even get up, right? I can feed you if you want. Here, I'm gonna borrow this chair. No, I'm fine. I can eat on my own. Just lay down. A witch's cold is a little different from the one humans get. Really? It's hard to realize because your eyes can't see it, but a witch's body is always going through stress from the magic. When you're healthy, it's not a big deal, but when you have a fever or your body is weak, then you succumb to that stress. That's why it's so hard to get up. I'm glad that's all this is. I guess I won't have to make my training any more intense. And I told you before, right? If you get sick, I'll take care of you. Ah, you weren't kidding. I can make it a joke now. No, thanks. Now that I know the pressure of the magic, I feel like my body feels even heavier. I bet. Well, can you move your head towards me? Yeah. She's super nice today. Maybe I'm dreaming right now. Here you go. Open up. Oh. Thanks, Charlotta. You're welcome. I'm sure it doesn't taste like anything now, but you have to eat or you won't get your energy. It's interesting that you say that when you're the one who doesn't eat anything. You have a bigger mouth when you're sick, don't you? You think so? I'm sure it's because you're answering all my questions, Charlotta. Yeah, usually I just joke around or dodge them, huh? So you are aware of it. Hey, what's wrong? Are you okay? Yeah, just that my joints hurt. Your joints hurt? You're over-exaggerating. You surprised me for a second. Sorry, when I laughed it just got really painful. It's more surprising that you got surprised. Yeah? I mean, I can never tell what you're thinking. I think it's because of the diary you gave me. Huh? What do you mean? Looking back in my diary, I can tell how my heart moves, something I don't really think about usually. The way Karikara approaches problems, Lapinette's unique way of speaking, or Manessa's affection for her sisters. Once I started to write in my diary, I recalled there were so many emotions around me, instead of realizing she remembered her. I know it may not be complete, but I can now be surprised. Not complete? I reactively got surprised towards your groan, but I don't feel that I was surprised. I think my emotions haven't awakened fully. I always feel like everything is somebody else's problem. So basically before she was more dense in terms of emotions, no wonder why I can't read her emotions. They weren't there. I can't tell if it's your fault or thanks to you that I'm this half-baked status. It's hard to tell. In the least, I think it's a good thing. I like you more with emotions, Charlotta. I'm sure you'd be cute. What did you say? Did I say something weird? I'm starting to feel delirious. I think I should just sleep soon. Thanks for feeding me, Charlotta. But before that, I'll take your joint pains away. Take my joint pains away? Here I go. Huh? What are you doing coming onto my bed? Hey. Just admire that for a second. I told you, I'll take your joint pains away. What? What is she doing? There's nothing I can do about your fever, but I can ease your pain. Oh, healing magic. I do feel a little better. So does your healing magic heal colds too? But if there was such magic, I feel like Karikara would have done it on me already. When you deal with magic a long time, you're able to use it like this. Look at her staring into your heart. Maybe this magic is starting to work. I can start to feel Charlotta's weight, and the sense of being touched is getting clearer. This seems pretty bad. Wait, Charlotta, this is enough. I'm a lot better now. Then one last time. The pain completely left. Hey, it's nice that you're putting magic on me, but Is it really necessary for you to rub my stomach and, touch me like that? Of course, why else would I have mounted you? I see, so this is just healing magic, she's treating me. Endure it. I think that's about it. Does it still hurt? Yeah, I'm fine. Although I'm not sure how I feel emotionally. Huh? You look a little red. Well, this is, maybe your fever went up. I'll get some ice. Sorry. Yeah, she hasn't quite learned to read that one. Maybe Charlotte's a little dense about the way people feel. She wouldn't have done this if she knew better. I mean, she really just thinks I'm red because my fever went up. I really should be more careful about this. Anyway, maybe I was lucky that she didn't notice that I was blushing earlier.
I really don't mind you.
So yeah, Charlotta is laying it in thick about how she feels now. Okay, got it. Oh, are you keeping secrets? You two sure got close. No, I was just asking him to help me with a chore. Is that so? You don't have to work so hard to hide it. I believe you, don't worry. I can't trust Charlotta when she says that, but I'm sure she'll let it slide like usual. Anyways, the brooch I asked Dan to get me. Good, it's in my pocket. If Feria can hunt her own dragon, I'll give it to her as proof of being an independent witch. I'm sure she'll appreciate it. Feria, wait. We'll call it a day today. Oh, already? Can't we go a little deeper in? There's no dragons at all. No, it's not good to go any further. We're too far away from the den. Fine. Then how about just walking around here? I have to get used to these woods, the older sister. No, Feria, don't just run off. Hehe, this way, brother Zephy. What are you going to do if something happens? Hey, Feria, where did you go? Feria? Feria, you here? Oh, that doesn't sound good. What's that? That's a large-scale dragon. How did it get here? No, we need to focus on escaping. Feria, we're running for it. Luckily, it hasn't noticed us yet. We should be fine if we keep our cool. Okay. It's fine. Slowly step back. Okay. Feria! It noticed us. Let's run for it. Wait, Zephy, my foot! Crap, did she sprain her ankle? Feria, can you stand? Get behind me. Don't worry about me and run. Don't be an idiot. I promise I'll protect you. It's going to be okay. This is going to be tough facing a big dragon like this alone, but I can't complain. Ah! Oh no, it's dodging my attack. It's going to be tough to fight while protecting Feria. Zephy! Don't worry, watch how I fight and learn from me. Okay. But what am I supposed to do? No, I can't be weak. Think, Zephy, there must be a way. Huh? Oh! Although it's a great dragon, still, she's not the one. Charlotta! You two seem to be doing something interesting, so I followed you. I hope I didn't intrude. Yeah, so long as you're here, I think we can get through this. Feria, are you okay? Zephy, It's fine, don't say anything, it's all good now. Okay. That settles it. Let's get back immediately, we need to treat your ankle. Wait, we defeated it. So why don't we take some dragon meat home? But if we take it home, they'll find out that we fought a huge dragon. This dragon was a witch. We shouldn't be so wasteful. Witches need dragon meat to live. So we shouldn't we put it to good use? Zephy, let's take it home. You shouldn't waste any meat. I'm going to apologise to my sisters. We're in this situation because I was naive. Okay. I'll hold the dragon meat, so why don't you hold Feria? I'm sure she'd like that. That's not true. I couldn't walk by my... Feria, it's fine. Listen to Charlotta. Just let me carry you. Okay, got it. Here we go. Feria is lighter than I expected. I put such a little girl in danger. I'm a horrible mentor. We're home. Ready for a bollocking. Zephy, welcome back. What happened? What's wrong, Feria? You got hurt again? Well... Your ankle is swollen. I don't know if magic is enough to heal this. We need to hurry and put some ointment on it. Zephy, of course you're going to explain what's going on, right? Yeah, it's all my fault. No, it's not. It's my fault that I went to the back of the forest on my own. Zeffy didn't do anything wrong. It's okay, Farrier, you see. I see. A large-scale dragon. Why did you push yourself like that? If I didn't sprain my ankle, we could have escaped without fighting, but I'm sorry. That is not the issue here. Zeffy, you were with her. How could you let this happen? Sorry. Zeffy, Charlotta, first off, thank you for bringing Varia back safely. I'm glad you all returned safe and sound. Well, she was able to get by with just a sprained ankle because she was with you two, right? The two of you protected her while fighting a huge dragon. Normally, you could have all been killed. That dragon was really aggressive. Even for one its size, it was a miracle you were able to return alive. Varia, you know what you did wrong, don't you? Yeah. You still seem to lack the mentality of an older sister. You are to halt your training from now. I forbid you from training with Zeffy. What? It's a tough punishment, but I know where Manessa's coming from. If Charlotta wasn't there, who knows what would have happened. But Manessa? Don't! You put Zeffy and Charlotta in danger. I'm sorry, I just wanted to become stronger. Please, I want to hurry and defeat a dragon so I can be independent. I used to think that way, but Farrier, you're still young. You don't need to rush things. She's right. You have us here too. You can take your time becoming independent. But... Hey, Zeffy, you get what I'm saying, right? No, I agree with what everyone's saying. What? You're injured and won't be able to move for a while. I think you can take this time to rest and study up on magic. Well, how do I put this? Thanks to you three overdoing it, we won't be needing any dragon meat for a while, so let's get cooking. Manessa, I think you can end it at that. Farrier seems to have learned a lesson. Yeah, Farrier, everyone is worried about you. Just don't forget that, okay? Got it. Well, let's stop talking about this. I'll get ready to treat your wounds. Zeffy, Charlotta, you two must have some scratches. I can treat you in a minute. Alright, I'm going to make a special dragon steak for Farrier and Zeffy. My, what a meal. You have time, right, Charlotta? Help me cook, I can teach you. No, I'll get that. Hey, don't pull my skirt. Fine. That was an ordeal. Farrier, does your ankle hurt? I'll take care of you until Manessa and Lapinette return. Zeffy, you idiot! Huh? I thought you'd always take my side. Forget you! Wait, Farrier, you can't go to your room like that. Leave me alone! Oh. I didn't stick up for her. I don't blame her for being mad, but I think Farrier understood where Manessa was coming from. Maybe I just put it wrong. I'll talk to her tomorrow. I'm sure she will understand. Let's actually get on with the plot now, shall we? After you just made things very awkward with Farrier. But hey, like, Charlotta likes us now, so it's like, that's a win, right? Charlotta's becoming a lot more accustomed to, you know, being sociable and showing her emotions, which is lovely. Which, yeah, I was planning on trying to keep it secret until we get the credits scene. But I know I haven't really been trying, so yeah, Charlotta is the one we're planning on romancing. But welcome to the Underground Path. The dungeon I've been on about that is the first one where if you haven't got Farrier, you'll feel it, because mandatory paths require you to go through, like, poison gas.
I'll do my best.
So if your madness scale's been... If you're going for the mad ending, you probably don't have Farrier with you during this, because the 3 kids are probably dead. So you're trying to do this now, and it's just a hell of a time. But this dungeon sucks. Just putting it out there, like, in terms of length, this dungeon is tiny. You can get from the beginning to the end, literally you can see the end from here already. It's literally a straight line. And if you've got the robe of protection, Farrier's ability, you can just kind of squeeze through easily without worrying too much. But if you're trying to explore this place out, these enemies suck.
My turn.
Oh, most of the enemies suck, for that matter, actually. Most of the enemies here have ridiculously high physical evasion stats, meaning your devours aren't going to be connecting often. Even if it says 100%, you'll just miss.
It's over.
Case in point. And so simple encounters that shouldn't take that long end up taking forever, because these fucks will not take it. And you see me just skip through and I'm like, I'm getting sick of this already. The only way to kind of secure a successful devourer attempt is to wait until you go into your dragon form and use your dragon special, because it attacks like 50, like it tries to connect like 50 odd times depending on what character you're using. So as long as a single one of them connects, you'll get it. But we got actually kind of lucky that it didn't take too long for us to get it. But for future reference, some of the fights coming up are going to be a pain. The reason why I ended up having to split this dungeon into 2 parts, like this part as being the exploration and the next part being the boss fight and the cutscenes at the end, was because of some of the encounters I wanted to show off in this dungeon. Some of the encounters I get here, even if it's against enemies we've already dealt with, I literally they were so stupid, I was like, I need to just keep this fight in so you can see how stressful this can be. Because there's another Shadow Dragon in this fight. So if you want that Devour, you've got to put up with this shit again.
Prepare yourself.
And you can see I'm immediately like, oh god, I'm just going to try and go for that thing as soon as.
It's over.
Miss.
Ready?
But this dungeon is also the dungeon I was on about, where it has an entirely optional floor. A second ago, before we went into this encounter, you might have seen that there was an arrow off into the side down a corridor. That arrow is pointing at a set of stairs and a load screen. Those stairs will take you to a floor that is 100% optional. There is only loot on that floor. And so,
Let's go.
we're not exploring it today. We'll be coming back for it later on. When the time limit no longer matters, before we go into the final dungeons, and I'll do my backtracking showing all the stuff that I've avoided or missed because of stressing out about the time limit, I will be showing off the entirety of that floor. Yeah, some of the loot on there will become outdated because we'll be significantly further ahead by the time we get there, but it's still good to explore it out even at that point.
Sense the drag.
If you're someone who is more relaxed about the time limit and isn't fast and wants to explore everything, or you're going for the madness ending where your time limit doesn't matter anyway, absolutely feel free to go explore it now. It's not too bad up there, it's just more annoying encounters that you have to worry about as you go through. Also, the snake thing escaped, which was a little annoying, so I was hoping to catch it. It's bad enough having enemies with high evasion stats, but then having enemies that can choose to run away as well, it's just like, ugh. But look how many times that missed. Like, it connected at least once, so there's going to be a Devour attempt,
What?
which fails, unfortunately. Also, Charlotte's on like 400 health, which I was like, what the hell, when that happened?
Ready?
Oh
My
well.
turn.
So now I'm like, just try and get it. And I managed to get it that time, thankfully. But the Shadow Dragons suck. They suck so much. If you get back here, though, with Karikara's ability, there's 4 treasure chests back here, so make sure to clear it out.
Find the hidden treasure.
I like how the chest, because it comes into existence, just nudged the enemy out of the way.
Get ready.
They're lucky crab. As the name suggests, well, look at its experience gain. 7,777, 777 money, and 77 factor points. Yeah, this is a rare enemy. You want to try and catch it if you can.
Do my best.
I hope I do. Yeah, I do, good. I was going to say, I'm pretty sure I nabbed that one. Because there's a few, like, one-of-a-kind rare enemies that have escaped me.
Inside me.
Which I'll be trying to clean up as well once I get to that point.
This is the end.
Like I've been saying, it's going to slow down quite a lot when we get to that point, even if it's a little while away.
I won't.
When we eventually get to the point where we're on the other side of the time limit and we're locked into the true ending, the Let's Play is going to slow down again a little bit because I'm going to be spending time backtracking, showing what's missed, showing what you can get a hold of, etc, etc. And as you can see, this is the thing I was on about. This specific one, there's no way around it. If you want to get to the objective... Oh no, this is the wrong path. This is a different path. But this is, if you want to get over here at least, you do need to pass through this. But there is a path later on that fits into that.
So bad.
I straight up skipped that encounter because it was only another Shadow Dragon. I was like, we've already fought these things and I've already shown how much they suck. But here's another staircase down. There's 4 staircases, 1 in each corner.
Here we go.
Oh no, the base objective you can reach without going through it. It's only the one afterwards.
Anymore.
Because we have to carry on pressing the north afterwards. But because of the way this works and the nature of this dungeon, don't feel too stressed about regularly leaving to check on the kids if you want to. Because you don't need to worry about, wait to get the save crystal, because the exit is right in front of you. This is the encounter I was on about. This is the encounter that I was like, no, I'm keeping this in because this goes to hell so quickly. These chrome lodges can transform into either another dragon that you have previously encountered, or can transform into one of you guys, gaining complete access to that character's moveset, including their Devour skills. As far as I'm aware, they've never been able to devour someone, but you have to worry about that. And the dragons 2 of them turn into are ones that can summon back up, and you can already see this is where this is maybe going to start going. Because it's like, okay, so these 2 dragons in the middle have to go. But there's also a fire dragon. That fire dragon isn't supposed to show up until the following dungeon.
Ready.
That's there early. And it's just something that happened to be in the pool of what they could summon. It's there. So that's... We're a dungeon behind that enemy. It's why these guys are level 40 and that thing's 45. So I make that a priority to get rid of, because I'm like, if that thing attacks, we're in trouble. And then the next one summons another dragon, which I think is also like a higher leveled one. That's not due until, like... I don't think it's in the next dungeon. No, it is in the next dungeon. Yeah, it is in the next dungeon. But it's like, for goodness sake, I'm already like, and it summons another one, and it's another dragon that can actually summon things beyond that. So I'm like, oh no! Thankfully everything here is weak to fire, so I can just P-explosion them to keep them rounded up.
Prepare yourself.
But it's like that third dragon on the end hasn't summoned anything yet, which means it's highly likely it's gonna. So I'm like, these need to go. These need to go now. And it also has sleeping gas to waste time, keep us asleep. I try and go for the one that's 10% just to get rid of him, and thankfully I do it. And then he summons that thing! I'm like, stop summoning things! Like, this encounter, as soon as I finally get to the other end of this encounter, my first portal call is get out of it. And this dragon's level 50, for goodness sake. It's even further ahead than where we're supposed to be right now. I think this thing's actually a mini-boss that you can find in the next dungeon, and it's just there.
Prepare yourself.
And at this point, I'm kind of worried a little bit, because it's like, these guys are pretty strong. Like, I need to get rid of you, and I'm not getting
My
lucky.
turn.
Well, I desperately need to get rid of you. And also, do you see how much experience that thing drops? 'Cause it's so much further ahead. It's 21,000 that thing's going to drop on us so we can kill it.
Prepare yourself.
But it's beating the party up. Look at Charlotte's health already.
Let's go.
Managed to get that to Devour. And I'm like, just take this thing. Someone, please. And they failed again. It summons another fire dragon, which is level 45. So that's the next dungeon on. So now there's 2 of the 3 enemies are huge threats that need to be taken care of now. Whilst this little guy in the middle, who I want to leave till last because he's the weakest, is just going to make more problems. And now Charlotte's dead, and I'm like, what's going on? Like, I was convinced I was going to game over this fight. I was like, these 2 enemies were not strong enough to just deal with this. Like, this fight got so insanely out of hand so quickly. And although it never gets to this scale again, every encounter I've had with a Chrome Lodger since then, similar encounters have gone by. I've yet to have one in recording where it's gone by completely smoothly and I've dealt with them before they can transform into anything and cause problems. But at this point I'm like, which is more important, the high enemy or the fucker summoning more things? And eventually I'm like, it's 100%, just get rid of it. Now it can't summon anything, assuming this guy can't summon anything.
Delicious.
And maybe I get to Devour and I get 60,000 experience points, 25,000 gold and 350 factor points. Everyone levels up. And I think Feria levels up twice. That was like if we used one of those golds, like those experience doubling stones. So I immediately leave afterwards. It's like, wow, that was insane. Get everyone topped up and kind of catch my bearings. Because I was like, what the fuck was that? That was such a unnecessarily exaggerated encounter. It didn't need to go that wild, and it just did. Because after getting my bearings, I return. And now with a newly developed wariness of Chrome Lodgers, those little guys, you see I steer straight away from it, I don't test it. I'm like, I'm not fighting you again. But we still got more of this dungeon to explore. So the only reason I left early is because that encounter took forever, so I waited to check on the kids. Because I knew we were probably getting close to stage 3, so I wanted to keep ahead of it.
Ooh, nice.
Also a ruby apple, that's quite nice. You're supposed to really only be able to get ruby apples from the Forest of Judgment, so the fact that we just nabbed that there was quite nice. Because the previous ruby apple, you're supposed to use it for a side quest, but we gave it to someone to speed up their growth. Not their growth, their social link, because the ruby apple is a liked gift by everyone. There's like 2 significant gifts that are always liked by everyone. The ruby apple's just one of them.
I got it. Shatter.
Same way like hell mushrooms are unanimously disliked by everyone. So they're your go-to if you want to dedicate a romance choice. Just once you've got everyone to full, so you've seen all the scenes, give a hell mushroom to everyone but the person you want to romance at the end properly.
First strike.
Which you'll see what I mean.
My turn.
Like, it's too soon to call Charlotta the girlfriend of Mzefa yet. Like, they're not partnered up yet. It's just, it's very, very evident of their feelings towards each other. Well, okay, what was that sound boom? Did you hear that? I'm half tempted to keep that in. What happened? That wasn't on the game. I think that was on my recording.
Let's go.
That sound shouldn't have been like shouldn't have boomed the way that did. That shouldn't have been like, it sounded like it overlapped itself. That was. I might keep that in. Just because that was crazy.
Keep on going.
Yeah, our 8,000 experience. Also, although I'm not certain at all, I'm becoming slightly more confident that being in the pause menu doesn't affect the time limit. But that is not a certainty, and you're going to see, especially for the rest of this, I'm still going to be wary of menuing, because I don't actually quite know.
I'm up. Switch. It doesn't hurt anymore.
Like, there's too much of a with it that I just don't want to mess with it. Ooh, a star music box. Kind of pointless, but it's alright. Well, I just swerve you, because I'm like, not up for it. There's and I'm like, the Chrome Lodger. Oh, managed to get away. Managed to get away from that one.
Let's go. Crap.
Don't get away from this one, though. And it gets a back attack on me. That one also duplicated as well, but thankfully it didn't do too badly. Like, so I got 8,000 out of that, so it wasn't 60,000. It didn't explode as tremendously as it did. But we have got a new scene. Huh? Huh? What? Is everything okay? Yes, I was just a little surprised. It's just the sound of the wind, Lapinette. You're such a wuss. Heh, Lappo, you're so cute when you're scared. I thought I heard someone else screaming when Lapinette did. Was that a ghost? Hey, I didn't scream. My, no one said you were the one screaming. Is there something you'd like to share? You! Calm down, Karikaro. I heard it too. It sounded like the wind, but maybe we should check just in case. Fine, I'll take a look. Come with me, Charlotta. Sure, but you better not try and grab me when you start getting scared. I'd never do something so dumb. Yeah, why would Karikaro specifically choose Charlotta of all people? Oh, they left. Hey, I have a question. What kind of person is the Emperor? What made you ask me that? We might bump into him, right? I think the chances of you bumping into him, even if we're around the Empire, are pretty slim. I've heard he's over 90 years old. 90?! Wow, as a witch, I can't even imagine living to half of that. That's amazing. Commander Corberia and Cardinal Shrewd, or Sayrud, are fully devoted to him. You can imagine how wise and magnanimous he is. You talk like you've never seen him yourself. That's right, Empire Phariseus rarely ever shows himself in public. I've only seen him a few times in my life. The last time I saw him was during my knighting ceremony. He's supposed to be the most powerful man in VARNIR, right? How can he really rule over the land if he's so old? Honestly, most government affairs are handled by Cardinal Sayrud. Emperor Phariseus doesn't do much of the actual work. They're calling a doctor too, so I can't imagine he's doing very well. The doctor did mention he was just going in for a routine checkup. Maybe he was hiding something though. If that's the case, there may be chaos in the Empire. I hope they don't have time to deal with intruders. Welcome back, you guys. How was it? Seems like there isn't anything crazy happening around us. I think we can go. That's great! I did see a few dragons out there, so let's just be careful, okay? Okay, we'll be careful. Yeah, keep your guards up, everyone. Oh, Charlotta does care. This you have to pass through. This is the one I was on about. There is no avoiding it. There's no alternate paths. You have to go through it. And so I just ran away from that fight because it was going to hell.
It doesn't hurt anymore.
Like, I just got really unlucky with the encounter and the Shadow Dragon started beating up my whole party, so I just ran away in the end. Because I was like, this is not worth it. But you have to suffer this if you don't have Failure in your party. It's only for a couple seconds, but it's still like,
This is a
So getting everyone to level 44 is quite a healthy level to be for where we're going next. Ultimately, you want to be around level 45 before the next dungeon, but this is as good as we're going to get. And we've got the boss yet anyway, since there's obviously going to be a boss at the end of here. So it'll probably be that level by the time we get to the next dungeon. But that being said, I'm going to leave us to it. So next time on Dragonstar VARNIR, we'll finish up the underground passageway and try and get that map back to the map of the den back to us. But until then, you guys take care now.